talk about causation in Theosophy, we don't just mean events happening as a result of the law of karma, law of cause and effect that pervades every level of the universe, but also that events are working towards a conclusion, that the events are working themselves out, and that nothing happens without a reason. Theosophy rejects the idea of pure chance, and that when events happen, there is governed by the law of karma, but they are returning to a state of harmony and equilibrium. Now, the idea that events are working themselves through is, I think, well illustrated in an extract I'm going to quote now from a play by T.S. Eliot, Murder in a Cathedral, which he was commissioned to write in 1935, and the play is about the murder of Thomas Becket. That's not Thomas R. Becket, apparently I crept in somewhere, it was Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury, in 1170 by Henry II's men. And Thomas à Becket returns to England from France after 7 years. He's been in exile for 7 years. And one of the priests in Canterbury comments on his return, and he says, "For good or ill, let the wheel turn. The wheel has been still these 7 years and no good. For ill or good, let the wheel turn. For who knows the end of good or evil?" And what Eliot is saying here is really that events have been on hold, that things have to work themselves out, and although nothing's happened for 7 years, there's been a problem. It's no good will come of this. It has to be resolved in some way or other. And Thomas à Becket is returning to England. Sorry, I said Thomas à Becket. Sorry, Thomas Becket is returning to England, and is now events will work themselves out, and it results in his murder. And he was made a saint 3 years later, and became Canterbury became the main pilgrimage shrine in England till Henry VIII's time. Now, Eliot, I think, was quite perceptive here as well. Not only is this a sort of historical event he was referring to, but I think in our own lives we have things that we're going to have to deal with, things that are going to have to work themselves out, wherever you are in your life. And you can live in denial. You can put it on hold, not do anything. You can walk away from it, but it is still there, and it's still there to be dealt with. And if you don't deal with it, then it'll either come back on you big time in this life, or come back in the future life. It'll still be there to be dealt with, and it's something that you will need to work through. And I think we all have these things that we're going to have to go through as a result of karma and the path that we're taking. And ultimately, is that everything is happening for a reason, and working its way towards that state of harmony and equilibrium in the universe, which ultimately would be the natural order of things.